Hey people, Inquisitor here, 3v3 Faction War. This is Catherine Purification Plant and Imperial Guard versus Orks. For the Blue Guard team, we have Inekura as an Inquisitor, offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee but can get specialized ranged weapons alongside a couple of Lord Commissars. First up is Bruce Campbell, and this is CiaphasCain, hero of the Imperium. These guys are offensive melee heroes with some strong support, begin with a refractor shield. We have the Talon Desert Raiders for Bruce Campbell elite scheme, really cool, added in 295, and CiaphasCain with, I think, Catechins from the look of his jacket. Yep, the Catechins elite scheme, bandanas for everyone. Red Orks, we have Alice with a Mekboy, teleporting hero, fighting in ranged combat, puts out some good damage with a bunch of orky gadgets. I think this is piano, maybe, we do call them Alice. Alongside is the Tenso with a Kommando knob, infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style, begins in ranged combat with a twin link shooter. And rounding off the teams is YZ or YZ with a Warboss, a melee hero, walks through objects. Very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. They're on the east side against, oh, Inekura's using something weird. What is this? Oh, this is the Talon Desert Raiders, recolored white and like a shiny leather black or something. I don't think that's suitable for battle. Inekura. Commissar falls over. Lots of dagger to the back of the head can do that. Catechin guardsman there running away. Catechin guardsman's the weird thing to say. The Mekboy is chasing off some guardsmen too in melee. We might see a weird build from Alice if this is piano. Typically when you see 1v1 players come into a faction war, they try some weird stuff. 475 to 498. Power bash very early on with an aggressive orc push. Where's the Tenso stuff then? Were they all forced off? I think they were all forced off. Here's the other Commissar. Going to revive CiaphasCain there. They got the bash. They're getting a decap now. Mekboy leveled even. Sluggers almost wiped out those guardsmen. Forced to retreat by the base turrets. We have a Commissar execution there. Buffing the damage by double on that squad. But they can't retreat for the duration. So there is a risk reward built into that. Keeping up the Daka though, the Tenso came right back out here. They might need to back off now though because they're 2v1-ish. Maybe? Not quite. I'm not sure where the... Oh, they're all at base. What's this though? Oh, the Mekboy teleported over to get the VP. Good stomp by the Sentinel. The Inquisitor escaped. That might have allowed the Inquisitor to escape there. Meanwhile, double guardsmen. No flamers on the way, but they are on the power. War banner up here. Doesn't seem like Inekura's too bothered by it. West side is turning blue again, so an impressive push by the Orks, but they have been like counter pushed here just by being off the field kind of thing. We have some actual Catechin Devils on the field now for Bruce and for CiaphasCain. Inekura going into spotters. They're now on the War banner. Down it goes. Turn their attention back to some Orks. Double shooters alongside the Warboss, and here are some Storm Boys. Those are the Tensos jumping in, but YZ also has some. Where are they? They're just outside the base, idle at the moment, it looks like. Stomp and escape. Storm Boys have power melee weapons, so they will do a lot of damage to a Sentinel if they can reach it in melee. Meanwhile, the Sluggers overextended a little bit on this western side. All three Orc players with Storm Boys, which is pretty damn fun. Catechins ready to engage these fellas, are they? Shotgun blast. Oh, didn't happen. They cancelled out of it there. Lord Commissar with the carapace armor on the way for Bruce Campbell. Here's some more Daka. Big shooters for the Tenso on these guys. No sign of knob leaders yet though. Guardsmen will run in. Storm Boys get into retreat paths. Lord Commissar's getting stuck in with his shield up, doing some decent work here. Almost finished off those shooter boys. There's some suppression from aiming. What's that? Those guys were pointing in a strange direction to be shooting him there. But we'll let it slide. They're Orcs. They can do what they want. Teleporting in for a very timely heal there is the Mekboy's battery pack. Level 2, so I guess he has enough energy to teleport and then use it. Which is pretty cool for him. That's an improvised Catechin explosive over there. Heavy weapon squad are going to be flanked quite easily. Oh, maybe not. Big old retreat there from Alice. Had some guardsmen and the Lord Commissar and Catechins closing in, I guess. Yeah, so the actual Catechins mostly don't get bandanas with the Catechins Elite scheme, which is kind of weird. But hey, they got to differentiate them. Just shave their head off. Or their hair, rather. The Inekura's Inquisitor went down. Storm Boys and Sluggers on that retreat path there. Can they bash some power? They got one gen, and these guys do have their burners. Really effective shotgun blast there. Some support from Bruce Campbell. Really timely intervention here. Could defend the power. So if Bruce wasn't here, they could have... I think they could have bashed both of the gens at least with the burners and stuff. Although Inekura did have a Sentinel here with the Stomp available, so maybe not. Maybe not. I think they would have got one gen at least. Storm Boys jumping in. Once they get to tier 2, they can get their Knob Leader. Gives them a heavy melee weapon and the ability to stun, which really helps their ability to initiate fights. As you saw there, they kind of jumped in amongst the guardsmen and they just stood there and shot them. I mean, they soaked up a lot of damage though. Kommando gets into some melee. Headbutts someone and gets a level. That's how you get levels in Orky society, just headbutt stuff. Stun bomb and run. Didn't quite hit the Lord Commissar. Shooter Boys with Knob Leader and Big Shooters backing away east side now. Another War Banner in the same place goes down. There we go. Warboss also twitching on the ground. The Mekboy all the way up on the power. Storm Boys jumping the heavy weapon squad too. Mekboy's quite low, just popped out the heel and runs. Got a lot of backup though. Sluggers coming in. Storm Boys need to be careful. Catechins are there. The Lord Commissar is there. Those Catechins probably should have been sent into melee as soon as those Storm Boys landed, I think. Maybe throw out the grenade and then the grenade launcher rather, and then turn to melee. Maybe could have dealt with that a little bit better. I think they got one of the gens, unless they just weren't 3 gens up in the first place. Tier 2 for the Imperial Guard players. East side. More Storm Boys jumping in. It's always fun to watch that jump animation. Some of them kind of do these like sideways somersaults in the air and stuff. There's Ard Boys up on those guys. Global ability from the Warboss. You can use your globals when your hero's down. People used to complain about that in the very early Dawn of War 2 days. You shouldn't be able to use your globals when your hero's down, but I don't think it was anything that was ever really considered by Relic. Good stomp. Shooter Boys need to run. Storm Boys also be running. 399 to 350. Pretty even tier 1 actually. We'll see who can ramp up in tier 2 now. Alice is gone. The Tenso is floating, it looks like. Yeah, they're floating quite a lot actually. Stun bomb goes in. That's a good stun. Didn't quite come quickly enough to help those Storm Boys out though. They lost 3 models. Maybe 4. Those guys stop running and shoot. Nope. Oh, they got one in the way. They got one. Inquisitor's on retreat path, but the Sluggers chase her away. Oh, she tried to hammer of the witches, that guy, I think. But probably would have died doing it. It might have been worth it. It might have been worth it to try. Bang, bang, hammer, Warboss. And we have the Angry Bits. Storm Boys on retreat path, trying it. Nice idea. Couldn't quite get the attacks in. Not the best at taking out retreating units. They tend to... And maybe they've got like a slow rotation rate or something. They tend to kind of fumble around. Not get those attacks in, you know. This guy's having a bad day. He's super dead. Now they can get onto the power maybe. Oh, they're getting the contested power first. Meanwhile, the guard actually pushing through the mid. Orks counter-attacking here. Where are the Weird Boys? Wow, that's a really late tier 2 for YZ and Tenso. Although they haven't really been punished for it. There's no quick chimeras and stuff. We do have a bunker up that's been stolen. I assume the Mekboy's in there. Yep. Sounds like the Mekboy's weapon and not the Commandos. Storm Boys get their Knob Leader for Alice. What about the other fellas? Looks like the Tensos is queued up. Not queued up yet for YZ. Lord Commissar flees. In the mid, it's kicking off, is it? We have the Basilisk Flare from Bruce Campbell, lowering the range of this Dakar. Commando's level 2, no war gear yet. Storm Boys are taking the power, are they? They're trying to take it, yeah. Warboss still level 1. The missile launcher Sentinel trying to do some work, although wants to aim for the clump of stuff rather than the Warboss, although, you know, travel time makes it look like he's aiming at something else, probably. Poor bastard. That little sentinel pilot in there. Warboss charging in. There was no Harem of the Witches. A sail was used on the shooter boys, which I wasn't expecting. Maybe just to get the damage on them. You'd expect it to be used on a melee squad or the melee hero. But they're dealt with anyway. They got dealt with. Catechins were there. And they're right on the power again. Meanwhile, though, Orks pushing up the other side. Some mines dropped in. This war truck doing some good work, allowing all these Orks to reinforce. They've had some good pushes up onto this power. Can they keep it up, though? They got some sluggers. They got the storm boys there. Kommando's pouring out some good DPS, of course, with his twin-linked shooter. Those sluggers have their knob leader too, so they're really mean now. They're on the power. They stayed on the power too. Another war truck in the back there. Bashing pretty well. They might be able to get all of this. The Tenso's war truck staying back a little bit. Those stunning jumps from the Storm Boys. One of them lost their knob leader though, I think. Yeah, those guys. Are they going to get out of there? No, they didn't. Those were Alice's Storm Boys. Really good stick bomb throw. Oh, that's from actual stick bombers off the Tenso. Frantic action. They couldn't quite get all the power, but they killed a bunch of stuff. And they're still in play. They still have stuff in place. They're not going to be pushed all the way off really easily. Commando's going to try and duck into the war truck. There we go. Crack missile getting shots in on the rear armor there. That was a fun fight. That was a really fun fight. Catechins did get a decap. That was that Hell Fury coming in. Sluggers are on them. And there's the heal from Alice just in time again. I think they were close to dropping another model there at least. Can they kill the Catechins? They can. Catechins be dead. Those were Bruce Campbell's? No, they've got some here. Oh, they must have been... Were they I guess they were Inekura's Catechins. They had white gear on, so I thought they were Talon Desert Raiders, but I guess not. Well, they were, but Inekura's version of it. 363 to 266. Tank busters up for YZ. War trucks backing away. The only anti-vehicle they have is the Sentinel so far. I guess the Catechins could get their Sarges. Bruce Campbell's have a Sarge with a melter gun. Lots of stun bombs now. This is a big push by the guard. How are they going to deal with this though? Bomber boys coming in. Stick bombs. And we have a mech with that custom force field for disruption. Needs to be careful though. Oh, Hammer of the Witches has to run. 345 to 266 might go down here and does go down. Can they get the Lord Commissar now? Has got the Aura of Discipline. For those periodic heals around him and then goes down. Sluggers caught him, eh? Those were some quick sprinting sluggers there. Meanwhile, war truck goes down. That seemed to do a lot of damage even for a rear armor hit there. Oh, it's a level 3 Sentinel, wow. Sluggers piling out. Happy to chop up some guardsmen there. That looks like that's a medical bunker on that side. Hell Fury dropped in. Those are nasty. Those are really nasty. Holy crap. Talk about nasty. There's your special shooter. Trying to get some revives going is CiaphasCain. Don't think it's going to work out. Oh, it did. They got the revive, but can Inekura get away? They're going to jump. See if they can get this done. A hit from each should do it, surely. But look at the way they kind of tripped over. So eager to get an attack, and I don't think they got a single attack there. Storm Boys are so bad at hitting retreating units. It's that little stumble they do. Trying to close the distance when they don't need to. Demon Russ with an Executioner Cannon for CiaphasCain, the hero of the Imperium. That's a bomber boy. That upgrade also improves their jump range, which is quite fun. Yeah, that's a medical bunker. You see those green hexagons for health regen, also allows them to reinforce. I'll save for a Baneblade, says Bruce Campbell. Inekura, Tenso and YZ all going tier 3 around about the same time-ish. Alice, Bruce and CiaphasCain already there. Alice down to just 3 units, which means lots of nice income, I guess, to pump out the tier 3 stuff, eh? Lots of Daka there. Ouch. Mekboy, is that the Mekboy teleporting out or teleporting in? Oh, here they are. Lost the indicator for this guy. Look at that disruption from the custom force field. Another Hell Fury. It's like 3 or 4 of those, I think, from Inekura. The Mekboy goes down again. Which is too excited to use his custom force field. 3, 4, 5 to 2, 5, 6. Tier 3 started to come in. Nob squad on the way now for Alice. And the Mekboy can support a Nob squad incredibly well. Already has the battery pack. Can also get the super tough beam. Needs to get on their feet first. Looks like the Tenso is going to revive here. Tanking some executioner cannon shots. There we go. Mekboy back to his feet. Bruce Campbell had a rough time there. Lots of retreating. Sentinel gets to stomp in. Now they have tank busters. They have the Storm Boys that can jump on the tank maybe. Kommando can get a really good anti-vehicle weapon in tier 3. But for now, the Guard hold the west side. That Nob squad is up though. Here comes a looted tank for the Tenso. Since this is not a Vanquisher, the looted tank can actually outrange it and do some good work. Also the big boom shot is pretty damn useful. Basilisk flare there. Global ability of the Lord Commissar. Is she going to get a double revive here? Level 3 Inquisitor with crossbow bolt pistol, Excruciators and Liber Heresius. A pretty good loadout against Orks, I think. Lots of control and the energy to use it. He's got 270 energy now. And some really good energy regen too. Here comes the Baneblade from Bruce Campbell. They're going for it. See if the Nob squad can swarm that thing. Maybe Alice will get the beamy death gun too. Down goes the Sentinel. Stick bombs into stun bombs. Usually it's the other way around. But they in turn got crippling volley. Into a Hell Fury. No, I guess she doesn't have to red for it. A Bomber Boy going in. Nob squad on the warpath with use your choppers given to them by the friendly neighborhood Warboss of YZ. Boosting their melee damage and their melee skill. Also they're not going to chase though. They took barely any damage. Have their Nob leader. They have Minion and Greener. Don't have their EU jammers yet, but I think that's more of a luxury purchase. You'd much rather, you know, save it and get another Nob squad or something. Maybe some commandos. There's that looted tank. Orks are taking the west side back. They've stolen this bunker too, which does, you don't just steal it to deny the enemy, it also gives you the benefit. Baneblade on the way now for CiaphasCain. 345 to 166. What is this? Some CiaphasCain for Inekura with a sergeant on the way. What are they chucking? Bashing with grenades, sure. You need to look up again exactly what that sergeant gives you, because he's 25 power. Does it give them the sprint and the faster capping? I can't remember. Kommando with a mega boom kit, and he's going for some explosions because stick bombs, sorry, are going to join the stick bombers in chucking bombs. They're loving it. Can the Imperial Guard push this? No requisition, says CiaphasCain. That's a problem to have. Bunker dropped in. There's a super tough beam on the knobs. Look how good this is. 40% damage resist, immune to knockback and suppression. No way to control them now. It's such a good buff. It's super expensive to get, but allowed the Nob squad just to kind of just jog into combat there. Now they're popping their frenzy too. Looks like they were persuaded to leave. Oh, they bashed the bunker, which killed everything inside of it, which was at least that Commissar. Oh, maybe I think Alice spotted the Inquisitor coming in here. You just saw the assail on those retreating Nob squad. Painboy on the way now for Alice, and a Nob squad for YZ. War truck is still around, providing some good reinforcement in the field here. Orks are stabilizing quite well. They now have to fight 2 Bane Blades. The CiaphasCain still have the plasma guns in. There's a sprint. So maybe that is a sergeant thing. They're pretty damn quick without it, to be honest. Looks like they are happy. Oh, maybe they tried to destroy it with a tank buster barrage or something. Because it took a lot of damage. Another Hell Fury, but they can reinforce off the truck. Or duck inside of it to avoid some damage over time. Lots of Daka here. There's aiming. What's that? A grenade goes in though and wipes out those shooter boys. It did not have their Nob Leader. And that just frees up some upkeep for that player. I think that was YZ's shooter boys. Bane Blades shooting terrain and objects and stuff. So they got the west side back. The Orks kind of backed off and let them have it. Where is that Nob Squad? There it is. That's YZ's. Nob Leader's on the way. And then Jammers before Mina and Green Array. They're getting infiltrated now by the Tenso. Oh. Here is Alice's Nobs. There's Super Tough Beam and the battery pack heal on them. This is a hell of a gun line here. Look at this. Bomber Boy is trying to open up the approach. Nob Squad flanking around the right there, as you can see. Alice's Nobs took a lot of punishment, created a distraction. Big boom shot. Holy crap, that was cool. Nob Squad are on the tank, but there's the assail. Locked in place here. They need some support. Here he comes. Looted tank maybe getting a little bit close though. Got a bit too close. Tanks sometimes just have a mind of their own in this game. Is it going to survive? Looks like it survived. No, did not survive. Nob Squad were dealt with. They needed a little bit of support, a little bit closer as they went in, but not from the tank. The tank should have kept its distance, I think. But hey, much easier said than done. If you run in after I get forced off, I'm going to rage quit, says Alice. Suggesting maybe they should go in 3. All 3, eh? It was a little bit of a haphazard push, wasn't it? Alice went in, and then Tenso went in afterwards. Was it? It was YZ's Nobs that went in afterwards. We have looters from the Tenso, most likely with a beamy death gun. Do we see one from Alice? Not yet. We do see the rocket launcher for the Kommando. Warboss is down. Maybe get a boss pole or something. Hang back. You know what? Get a boss pole and get that enhanced custom shooter. Disrupt that Inquisitor so she can't do all of her stuff to stop the Nob Squads. That would be the 200 IQ play. Oh, Demolisher Cannon disrupts the Kommando. Here comes the Nob Squad of Alice. There's the battery pack heal. Super Tough Beam is on them and they get in. Wait, how are they being suppressed? Super Tough Beam was still on them there. I guess it was only the visuals. There's the rocks. They got assailed and suppressed there. But man, do they soak up a lot of damage. Awesome game. 284 to 286. I thought the Orks could stabilize, but the double Bane Blades with a well-used Inquisitor and all these plasma guns, really tough to push against that. There's the GG. There's the GG. Weird Boy doing some work at the end there. Imperial Guard got it when it mattered, eh? Those Bane Blades come out at just the right time. They had the bunkers up. They had the massive lines of guns. And unless you have like 3 or 4 Nob Squads running in at once, a single Inquisitor is going to control them quite well. That was awesome though. Some really cool fights. Inquisitor of Inekura was level 5. We had level 5 and level 4 Commissars. Looks like we had the Fist of Rockers at the end. Mekboy is level 5. A level 8 Kommando. Did some cool explosions and stuff. And a level 3 Warboss. With, oh, they had Bang Bang Hammer. That would have been cool to see. Running in with multiple Nobs. Maybe the Tenso should have got the Nob Squad instead of the looted tank. That big boom shot was awesome, but I don't think it did much else. And another Nob Squad running in could have made all the difference with a couple of rocks and stuff thrown in. But there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Big thanks to these players for taking part in the faction war, and of course, the man with the plan, Impregnable, for hosting such events. I'll see you next time.